It was like a Bigfoot sighting. I saw him, and now there's nothing but a fucking sombrero. There's a sombrero hanging there. Let's just. I mean, at this point, we just gotta press the button and go. Don't you know? Mew, 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 mew. So how you all doing today? I think Luke is with us. I really wish I could have showed you what happened before in the last 20 minutes we've been waiting. It's been wonderful. There was some art, some real art. I quit drinking coffee today, everyone. That's right. More on that soon. About fucking time. Well, it's about 30 more seconds, and I'll tell you what, I can see backstage, I don't see him yet. He's like a Bigfoot golem. Dealing with Luke right now has been worse than the 14 times I've masturbated to Andrew the Giant's pornography page. Just kidding. I have not even done that. Couldn't make it past the thumbnail. I came right away. Okay. That was that. But again, what is this? What is this? Which is the theme? Which is the one? Which is the which
that one has the theme at the end. I forgot to change it back.
But
more
so
timer.
It's supposed to be a 2-minute time. Okay, I was wondering where. Okay, guys, he fucked it up. So again, you have to wait longer because of Luke. You have to wait longer because of Luke. It's a minute and a half.
That's my MO.
Theme on top of that. It's not just an extra half minute. It's too long. And why can't the short one be more creepy like the long one? Why has it got to be so dancey? It's too. And you actually have.
They're never happy. You create things and they just go, "Oh, what is that?"
I'm happy with. I was happy with everything except for no. I said something about one thing. I was happy with like literally everything. Why do you have a sombrero? Find out in 30 seconds. Not. Did you hear my announcement during the other timer where I said I quit coffee today?
What are you drinking? Mushroom?
I've got a mushroom for you. It was my penis. You know, this timer's. I didn't even know he was doing that. I didn't even know he was doing that at all. Oh, I forgot to say what I was going to say. My time. No, that timer there. Oh fuck! I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, it gives me time to go to Facebook, to go to my Facebook, and put it on. Okay. And they never get it. They never get it. Facebook, but finally they'll get it live on time. Not that Luke was on time, because he was not on time.
I don't think you can start it on Facebook too late.
Yeah, but I know it probably is ruined now. If it's ruined, I'm going to be so angry. Just want to let you know it's fine. Everything's fine on Facebook. It's live on Facebook, so we can do it all good and it's fine.
We don't care. Like we're stuck in a loop or something. A loop.
A poop loop?
Loopy
Stop
loop.
talking. Now you're ruining it. You're making it fuck up now. What do we have to start it over?
No.
Well, shut up already then. The exciting part's coming.
Ooh.
The part where they talk about us.
Physical look at what's funny and what's a character.
Warning. The following program is filled with the most hellish excellence to ever grace the podcast world. The individuals
Why am I
involved are
dancing
the
now?
most
There's no
logical
music.
and probably the most madmen you will ever hear put voice to mic. You have been warned. Do not think this is all a bit. I repeat, it is not a bit at all. Never, ever, forever. When.
What is that? Dionysus. You know that guy. Well, great show, everybody. What is it?
Can you read it?
What is it? What is it? No. It's another thing that's not working. What is it? He doesn't have a slideshow, so now he wants to do show and tell.
El Bluntitos. I went to a dispensary today, and they're little blunts, right? But look at the end. See this? Comes with a little stopper on the end that you pop out, right? And it's got a glass tip.
Oh, that's fancy.
Ooh.
But it's, it's pretty great, except it's called an El Bluntito.
Yeah, they didn't, they weren't very creative when they decided to name it. But, whatever. Although you'll crack your tooth on it, watch out. Yeah, I have a sombrero. It fits with the theme, right? El Blantitos, El Luquito, hey, bonito.
You're sounding Italian.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because I lived in Italy for so long. So anytime I try to do an immigrant impression, I did.
I don't, after the last 12 shows with you, I don't know if you're being for real or making up stories or having a psychotic breakdown like the last episode of Alpha Pod Rants. I don't know. I don't know.
All of the above all the time. Woo, that's nice. No, seriously, I lived in Italy for
okay, good.
5
Let's
years
forget everything else
when I
we're
was younger.
talking about. That's what I want to talk about. But first, I want to say I did quit coffee, Luke.
How's that going?
Mushroom coffee. It's coffee.
How's that going?
It's fine.
Yeah.
This is my third cup. I had to have one now. I wouldn't have if we weren't doing a show. I was dying. I think I had 14 heart attacks yesterday. I'm serious. I'm serious.
From coffee?
Just from being a fucking fat old drug addict loser.
Oh, that's why you're like, oh, we're so old, we can't even stay up for our own show.
No, it's because because how many times have we said let's do a show possibly? For the record, I wanted to be clear about something. Whenever I have quote unquote missed a show, I've not actually missed a show because those were only ever tentative. I've yet to fall asleep, to my knowledge, you please correct me if I'm wrong, on one we have actually solidly 100% said we're going to do. Not sure.
There was the one that I started it and then you jumped in about half an hour in, maybe 20 minutes in.
Oh, yes, that one I think I did commit to, didn't I? Because that's why you just went ahead with it.
Says, fuck it, we're starting there. Night creeps with one creep.
I waited 20 minutes for you. I figured, though, you were having a little issue. I should have played it. It was like art. There was some angles. It turned into a Picasso painting at one point when you dropped your phone and it was pointing up and there was wires going across. and the lights were all doing weird things. I don't think you can ever replicate. It literally looked like an oil painting. It was pretty neat.
I'm trying to get too complicated, just
he was
like with the
talking like a
last Alpha
chipmunk.
Padre. Oh, it was doing the
Too
chipmunk thing again.
complicated. You were not complicated on the. Oh, that's a moon rock. You were not complicated on the last Alpha Pod Ranch. You were. Becky out there, you're the only poor soul who witnessed that. Do you have a word for what Luke was? We'll quietly sit here and wait.
She left. It took too long. Nerd. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Whatever.
I don't have a word for it. It was because I was there within it. Charles Whedon had a word for it. Becky says shit. Becky says it was shit. Spoiler alert, since he's not here, I can tell you, he's the one who messaged me. You need to end. We need to end this now. There's no saving this.
It wasn't bad. I re-listened to it. You guys saved it. Whatever. You guys know how to pick it up. It's fine. It was fine.
We did save it. Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh no. You're right about that. We saved it, and you because you're not a bad boy,
and that's why I know
you're not a psycho. You were just having a psycho break.
I can rely on my crew. That's why I have a specific crew, and that's why we've stayed a crew, because I know you guys can pick me up when I'm feeling down.
And you didn't crumble to the point where you had to be removed from the fucking bridge.
But I should have been. I should have possibly.
No. We were able to do it without mutiny. And that's the good part. If you were completely useless, we would have had to resort to mutiny. But thankfully, as old Gary McCain always says, you are mediocre.
Oh yeah. Well, see, because what I was trying to do was have it be a nice surprise for everybody. But I should have at least let you in on the surprise to kind of support me in some of this.
What was the surprise?
Oh shit.
The slideshow? Because it was just a slideshow again.
Well, it wasn't.
You're not listening to us. We don't like it.
I had the backgrounds and I had the thing. Okay.
You fuck your background. I know. You want to get OBS and run a fucking image. We'll talk about that.
Well, I can't do that because I also I bought a new webcam, right? But my computer is just shit.
And you make money come out of her mouth, Luke. That's what you do. You fucking, while she's asleep, you kick her in the CUDA and you make the money shoot out of her mouth and you buy yourself a fucking computer.
I guess I just need to DoorDash on the nights that she's not working, right?
You need to do something. And freelance, you can do that stuff where you do groceries in the cars or the Uber.
You know what I could have been doing?
Uber now, like Black or something, because I have a fancy new car. I could do one of those higher pay ride services. I just realized that. Right in this.
Do you want to hear how stupid I was a little while back?
That. I just changed my mind. How stupid were you?
How stupid I was.
Thursday at 9:30 p.m. during Alpha Pod Rants. Go ahead.
This was months back. This was actually back when Kevin Brennan and Gino Visconti were fighting a lot.
Who that? Who's
someone? Yeah, someone had asked me, and it was actually Atticus Flynn, who asked me to make a logo. Do you remember when that logo that I was making?
Logo with the Trucker podcast.
The Trucker, yes, the senator that.
Good.
Well, at that time, all that Gino and Kevin Brennan stuff was going on, and I literally was kind of like, you know what? I don't want to give this to you because you're with Kevin Brennan, and I don't like that. I gave up like a commission.
You really did.
Just to be loyal,
stupid son of a bitch. Because
I was loyal.
Do it. You're a stupid little son of a bitch. Because I remember you even mentioning that and saying that's money, and that's a good piece of art that you made that will be out there. You stupid little son of a bitch.
That's why I said I was an idiot at that point because I
literally was just like, oh shit, have I been hogging this? Have I not passed this to him? Like I literally just had that thing. Like, was I supposed? Oh shit, is this?
Oh, this thing's gonna kill me. Dude, that is neat though. A freaking glass tip on that thing. That is so badass, dude.
I've hit one of those, a different brand. Maybe it was El Blantito. I didn't like the hit it gave. It was like it wasn't.
Well, it's too open.
Yes,
it's almost too big.
Air.
You really got to like clamp down on the thing. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got big
I
lips.
didn't
over
like
here.
that.
I got big sexy lips.
Becky's saying, "Oh, Luke, I don't know what it's about because I forgot." We got to talk more about your life in Italy. But you were just saying,
Talk
what the
about
fuck
what
are you?
episode?
Oh yeah, about you being dumb. She's talking about on Alpha Pod Rants. We don't need anything. We just need us to talk about the episodes. There's so much in Star Trek to
Oh,
talk about. There's
I
four of
know,
us. We've
I
all seen the
know.
episode. We all know parts of the show. We don't need to run down the whole episode. I can tell you that for a fact because like we used to do that in the
I know.
Geeks of the Round show for a number of people, and we would get feedback from the audience that they didn't like it when we would run stuff down. They just want to hear commentary as well as like insight. Like they want to know stuff. But that was then. Things were different. You didn't have all these geek shows then. When we were doing like Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, we were doing it right after, before Talking Dead. We even used the phrase Talking Dead. Got fucking a little bit of what's the word I'm trying to look for? It's not publication, exposure. A little exposure
Yep.
in these fucking things, and
And then they took the name from me. Those mother.
I didn't say that. I just said that like it was a time when that didn't exist. Now things could be different because all that shit does exist. So maybe they do want rundowns again. You know what I mean? Like maybe they don't want. There's so many opinions. Maybe they don't want it. Maybe they would rather hear something more straightforward. But that's neither here nor there because you've got Lou, Charles Whedon, and some douchebag named Jim Grindle doing a Star Trek show with you. So you're never going to be able to do it straightforward. So you might as well just embrace what it is.
No, I get it.
Oh, some Canadian gave you $2.20 and said, howdy, howdy. Well, thank you, Canadian.
Howdy. Rumble
That's
Cat.
very nice of you. This money
Canada.
speaking of computers, goes to the Damian J. Rogers Computer Fund. He's already collected a portion of that computer thanks to, well, Slim Fairview. A nice donation from, what's his name, V, and me. With a bunch of fake donations. They're real money. Fake. You know, the tip jar. You never bought. Oh, it's never okay. I'm not the nice guy. I'm not doing it because we're charity. I'm just like if I were doing it and not saying it, it's like I'm giving him charity. I'm doing it and saying it, and now I'm like rubbing it in his face. So it's not for charity. You get it? So it makes him feel better for taking the money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It makes him feel better. So, yeah.
And me. Queerly. So anywho, yep.
Queerly.
So thank you from Damien. I will say thank you to you, Rumble Cat. Howdy. Once he gets his computer, he'll be clipping those Compound Media clips forever. And if he doesn't, we're going to sue his ass.
Sue him?
Take him to court.
Really?
Yeah. Breach of contract or like fraud or something. He's going to get back to his clipping like he claimed when he gets a computer, or else he's a dead boy, clearly. Anyway, what are you looking at now? What's distracting you now? My labret injury from many ages ago is really coming through hard.
Labret injury? What happened there? Do I even want to know?
I pierced
Was it a sex thing?
I pierced myself here twice in a restaurant.
With the
once
safety
in a
pin?
bathroom. No, just shoved the thing through. One time, my friend did it. London. I don't know if you've ever met him, but others around here have.
I've heard.
For the image of the story, large black man, literally looks like the cartoon character Magilla Gorilla in human form. Black Italian, Blalian. And he, in the restaurant, shoved it through for me because I couldn't get it through all the way. And when he went to pop it through that last bit, some old man walked in. He says it was like a guy and his children. I don't remember that. I remember it being an old man. But anyway, walked in and boy was the look like kind of like Fear and Loathing with the guy licking the sleeve. It felt like one of those moments. But the injury is that I did it too low. So what I did was I pulled my gums all the way down because it would suction cup in. And it would just it would just pull on my fucking gums. So I have like this gum groove now right in there.
Nice.
And, now that I get older, not only is it a groove, but down there it like separates.
Ow.
Because
does it get worse in the winter?
And the tongue piercing too, because I would constantly chew on it. So that's what caused like a separation in the bottom a bit.
So you had a tongue piercing as well. Oh boy. How'd that do for your teeth?
I just told you, not good. Can't you see it?
Well, you would chew on it. Yeah. Ting, 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 ting. A buddy of mine had one of those. When he first got it, that's all you heard from him. Ting, 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 ting. I'm like, oh, Jesus, dude. It's ridiculous hearing that smack against your teeth all the time.
Oh, my God. I'm thinking about all the times I would bite that thing and biting it sideways. Like, oh, that feeling is one of the worst. I could still, it just did that to my dick and put my dick in is what it did. Oof. Yikes.
So I haven't been drinking as much coffee because the wife
telling you why either.
The wife got this new it's a mushroom coffee substitute where you take a little bit.
Up. You weren't really asking if I was having it. You just wanted to segue eventually into talking about you having it. Of course.
I mean, I know how to do this. I know how to be narcissistic. Anyway, so you take this little scoop, and it's mushroom crushed up, and it has collagen in it, lutein, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And you mix it up. You can froth it. They give you a little frother mixer thingy. You can put sugar in it, milk. So I do it just like a coffee. Heat water up, mix it, put a little milk and sugar, froth it up. And I tell you what, it tastes very earthy, but it tastes like a strong coffee, like you're drinking espresso.
Does it now?
But then when you go to drink regular coffee again, it tastes like flavored water. It's the weirdest thing.
Regular
same coffee
tastes like flavored water?
Yes, same coffee I always make, the same proportions, everything. And I drink it now, and I'm like,
So you're saying that mushroom shit is good, better?
Yeah, it doesn't have as much. For some reason, there's such a full flavor from that when you drink something else, you're just like, it's not covering all the bases. It almost like your entire mouth feels like you're tasting something, which isn't the same, which isn't always the case. You have super sweet or savory. I mean, the best meals.
If you say umami, I'm going to warn you. Umami. I don't know. I'm going to come for your mommy if you say whichever pronunciation. Don't say that one.
No,
I just wanted to catch you early.
I don't even know what that is.
After that last Alpha Pod rants, I'm just saying, like,
anything's possible.
You're on a slippery slope.
Oh, what are you talking about? My face?
I mean, Gino's like, you picked me. Oh, look, you got that guy. I'm thinking like, I put my money on this guy.
I know. That's what everyone does with me.
Okay, so what's this called? The Earth. Butthole juice. What's your mushroom?
Earthy equals butthole. Like it tastes like butthole.
What's your mushroom tea called?
Oh shit, I don't even know. You want me to go check?
Maybe, because I want to try it. Maybe you shouldn't show your butt on camera. He definitely shouldn't show his butt on camera. He has an old man's butt.
Not that old.
Yeah. Old man. Folks,
I've always had the butt of an old man.
Folks, he is as old as me, so you can judge. You can judge.
You could never tell, though.
So I do want to know more about your time in Italy. I want to know more about your song, Apples and Oranges. No, really. I want to talk about your song. And then, what was the other thing we were just talking about?
This like an interview?
This fucking stupid asshole. I'm buying time just saying things we're going to talk about today. One, to not forget them. And fucking two, because you're fucking hiding in a closet right now. Fucking about to get beat up by a little person. Then a cop's gonna come out of there, a clown, and a lady with a vibrating everyday dose. Well, I like it because it sounds like drugs.
One mushroom latte.
Are they like?
Yeah, so it has mushrooms, collagen, nootropics for your brain, lion's mane, organic chaga, grass-fed collagen, theanine, L-theanine, suntheanine, organic fair trade coffee. So there is a tiny bit of coffee in it.
Oh, of course there is.
Pretty
of course
good.
There is. All right, I see it.
We need a sponsorship. Hey, dose.
I see it.
Need a dose of dose.
So here you go. It's $50, but for what? So for $50, you get a trial, 30 cups of coffee. Suck my dick. I refuse to pay you.
Well, because they
more
also
than
give
$1 per cup of coffee I'm drinking
this
in my
metal
home.
cup that you can drink it out of, and the little frother thingy you put in there. Shh.
So I could buy one of those for fucking $9.99 on the Amazon. Don't be crazy. You got a flat ass, says Zen's producer. Earthy Butthole is JB Floyd's favorite fruit, and JB Floyd would be happy to know Earthy Butthole playing Friday at the Mercury Lounge.
Mercury Lounge.
I thought she said I'll stick my fingers in it. She said I'll stick with Folgers.
Oh. No, don't stick your fingers in it. Especially when it's hot. It would hurt.
What is your chosen coffee? Your chosen brand?
New England coffee.
Nah, I don't love it. I don't hate it. Don't get me wrong.
Just two specific flavors. The rest of them are kind of eh.
Which ones? This is what we're doing, a podcast program, a mediocre one. Well, at least
Chocolate
with one mediocre.
cappuccino and caramel macchiato, and I mix.
Oh,
them.
you fucking! Now I know why you did. And you mix. Oh Christ! Say it again. Say those two flavors again, so I can remember how you are for the rest of eternity. What are they called?
Chocolate cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino. And
cappuccino.
coffee. I know caramel macchiato.
Caramel macchiato. Do you hear him?
Caramel macchiato.
He says caramel macchiato. Nobody says that. It's a caramel macchiato, you fuck. Nobody says macchiato, you fucking pervert. And a cappuccino. Nobody says that. It's cappuccino. You're in America.
Well, I wasn't.
You're a Chinese Mexican living in America.
I left when I was 9 and didn't come back till I was almost 15. So
Becky says you're a fruit booter.
I'm a little European.
She says you be booting the fruit. No, you don't want to comment on that. You don't want to confirm nor deny.
I don't boot no
allegations.
I ain't no
fruit booting. There's anything. There's nothing. It's perfectly within your right to boot fruit.
Chocolate and caramel, not too far out.
Hey, well, why don't you go play in traffic, fruit booter?
Yeah, that's what all good fruit do, don't they?
He like those newscasters who speak perfect English until they get to Latin name.
Or the reverse,
I
where
hate them peoples.
The foreign ones get to an American name and then they stop really quick. The World Trade Center.
Oh, well, that's normal. So I guess it's kind of the same thing. I don't know. This is the stupidest conversation ever. You're right, it is.
It's the reverse of the same.
No, you're right. It's just a really dumb thing to talk about. So tell us about Italy. Since we're getting so international, I know you wanted to talk about somebody talking some bad things about you. I don't want to because I think that person's great. and I'll be meeting up with that person soon. We're gonna be hanging out. We have plans.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Me and that person have plans to become best friends soon.
I'm glad your career is starting to move. I mean,
Yeah, we're
finally.
going. Things are going up. We're gonna be doing some projects soon, and
Oh,
I really
wow.
can't talk about that person. But
Oh.
I wouldn't ever stop you from talking about that person, even though I don't agree. You see what I'm doing, Luke?
What's
See what I
the
mean,
what's the
Luke?
point in talking
You see
about
what
that
I mean?
person?
Because you have freedom of speech. You have opinions and feelings that are different than mine. And if I were to sit
Are
here
this?
and try to control what you
Maybe he's
feel
right.
and
I mean,
say,
I
I
haven't
would
really done
be,
that.
well,
Failed. I'm not. I'm still trying. So I mean, is it
yeah,
failed?
well,
Does that
he did
mean
say you're a failed musician. Who? Who are we
he
talking
did?
about?
Gino Piscanti boy.
I thought we were talking about Gary the Snail from SpongeBob SquarePants. Meow.
Yeah, but okay. So here, Zen's producer says your feelings are valid, Luke. But when it
They're
comes
yours and they're
to
his. And just because I don't agree and think Gino's very nice and I like him a lot
very
and we're very good friends,
he's a little petty.
I still cannot
All I
cannot
said,
stifle your voice, Lucas.
all I said
I
was
would be a
Gino's a
monster
cunt,
if I did.
and it inspired him to post a video of himself jumping rope and letting everyone enjoy him jumping. I guess.
Well, wait.
But the funny
What,
thing is, he had
what
to
did you
check it
what did
with
you
his
say
other.
inspired it? Because because I don't think it was your comment, but what V said something like, "Don't
Yeah,
worry, he'll
well,
be
B
dead
said
soon."
something that.
Well, that was a
Yeah,
little rough. You said Gino's a cunt.
yeah. Well, yeah, and then B, yeah, said, don't worry, he'll be dead pretty soon.
And then
Which,
he
yeah, it's probably
put a
true.
picture of him shirtless jump
This is gonna
roping and
fail.
said,
All right.
"You're a loser." And I said he forgot mediocre.
Yes, yes, he did forget mediocre.
I got to tell
I
you,
guess I'm falling down in the levels of where I am.
say what you're about to
Guess I
say. Don't forget. But I do want to add in. I can't tell you from who, and I can't give you too many details. But when I say Gino has been saying some things to certain people, it doesn't give anything away because I've heard it seen from multiple people what he's been saying in private, and boy oh boy, it's not completely clear, but he really, really, really hates one of us. Really, really, really hates one of us. My narcissism wishes it was me. But all stinky little fingers are pointing at you. But you were saying, some choice words, choice words that I do wish I could share from any of the numerous sources, but I can't
Well,
because those would make it specific. But
but I'm just I'm honored that I inspire so much
I don't think so,
thought
Blake.
from him, so much attention, so
called
much.
him Blake.
I
His
occupy
name's
his
Blake.
mind so much that he has to, you know, lash out at me.
What do they say?
constantly.
Something about
With
rent free, but
everybody.
I don't know. I don't know. What have you done? What have you done?
Oh, because I didn't worship him. I was a fan, but I was I was a guest, but I was a fan guest. So never paid homage. I guess I never really walked right up to him and said, "Thank you so much for having me on the show."
You
Like
bought him a
afterwards, but
shot. You bought him a shot. I was there. We both bought him a shot at the
there was a lot of people at that
Sullivan's
one.
bar.
that wasn't really hanging out with him because it was.
But I'm saying that's paying a tribute, is it not? Did you not bring him a bottle of alcohol like he demands? What do you mean? Pay tribute is what I mean.
Yeah, any sort of gift, anything like that, or even like grab him and just say,
But to that, I'm
"Oh,
saying you did give a
God,
gift.
thank
You
you."
brought alcohol.
I brought you.
That was another time. Greatest gift ever.
Yeah.
What did you bring the first time when you were there playing your music? The music is a
Nothing.
gift. But the music
That
is
was
a
all.
gift.
That was it.
Brought the whole bit of Garrett fighting with the person downstairs because it was too loud. It brought all those CDs for their Gum Friday fans. it brought some lore that went on for a while. So is that not in and of itself a gift?
I guess not. Taking part in the show.
Why would he book a mediocre band if he's like a really good show?
Exactly. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that would happen, but
If there were other bands, like why would they, for the first time ever, open up that world to like a live
your first ever musical guest. I always wanted to do this.
Did they even listen to you, or did they just like fly by? I don't know. I'm not making
the booker. I just emailed him and sent him links, so he probably listened to it, and then at one point he said, "Hey, do you still want to come on the show?"
Pappy Smooth is proud of you, just so you know.
Why? Why are you so proud of me?
For being a good musician, not at all mediocre.
Yeah.
But that hair, there was nothing mediocre about your hair.
Well, I just,
No, on In Hot Water when you were there.
Oh. Like,
I'll actually pull up a still from
no. You don't need to do that.
No, it's all right. Don't worry. It's not
that
trouble.
Was
it's no trouble, Luke. Relax.
That was the first time I'd ever done anything to my hair. I've never, other than maybe at Halloween, you do like some spray or something in your hair to get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but never bleach, dye, anything like that. So that was the first time.
I'm sure that was the first. Well, did you do it just for this? Well, let's get into it in a second. Actually. Okay, you mustn't have, because like
I did it like a month.
It's grown out. Oh, how do we?
2 months before.
How do we? Do you have a special? Wait. Well, I'll just do that for the moment. Yeah. So I don't understand that hair very much. There you go. There's another shot for you. What was your inspiration? Yeah. What was your?
I just wanted to bleach the tips a little bit, and then they grew out.
Just the tips. That doesn't look like just the tips.
Oh no! Well, yeah, I guess not. Well, I did I bleached to most of it, and then it grew out a little bit. So I'd never been like blonde like that. So. That was after it grew out just a little bit.
That was what?
That is so ugly. I know it's ugly.
Did you say after grunge?
It's rock
did you say after grunge?
After grunge? No.
Oh, okay. What did you say? After brunch? That you showed up after brunch and you were tired and that's why you dressed that way? I don't understand what you're saying. Why did you all dress like that? Talking about fucking house painters from New Jersey. What do I mean? This guy's wearing. What are you talking about? You're all dressed.
That's why we're not famous. We don't dress right. I should dress like this, right, on stage, maybe.
Where's your layers? Number one. Where's your layers? Where's your scarf? You're not a rock star if you don't have a scarf. That's a fact.
I have to be like Steven Tyler, like have scarves all over the microphone and wrapping them around my head and my neck. Great, yeah. Scarves are so gay. Oh wait. Do you wear scarves? Is that what I'm saying? You like scarves? Yeah, mister. How do you wear
nothing
layers
wrong with scarves?
In a studio like that?
I get compliments in the real... What?
In the real world.
That's what you got to do. That's what you have to do anyway. What is this, Steven Tyler? Is he going to take off his scarves because it's hot? No.
The big fan. Hey, Dominic.
Turn on the fucking air conditioner.
Nice.
Nice. All right, so your hair aside, the two fucking sides, you're gonna fly away. Fucking what's her name? Sally Fields, was she the one who played Gidget? Yes. So anyhow, what you have to tell me about this song? Let's go through the lyrics a little bit. The melody even. We could play a few split seconds just to like. No, now you see, now that makes sense, all right? That was actually a perfect place to play it. And I'm not saying any of it doesn't make sense. When you popped in earlier and I was listening to it, I was hit by, this is the weirdest fucking song ever. What I wanted, like, I got that. It's almost like an action, sleuthy, conspiracy, all that mixed in one,
like a surfy
paranoia
spy
surfer.
kind of
That's exactly was my next word, right? Surfer spy, yeah. Paranoia surfer, all that mixed in one. I get where you're going there, and then also lyrically, it goes along with that because you're speaking on what?
Just the pair of opposites. Like everything has its opposite. It really, this song was jammed out. We played. He played the lick. We played like the chorus part, kinda, and then we said, "Hey, let's just sing something to it." And we literally just stepped up and started singing. And most of the lyrics are exactly the same as the first
Oh,
time we
so
ever
this is
walked
just the
up.
words coming out of your mouth. That makes a lot of sense. We're just like, hey, let's just throw words over this, and yeah, that's why you have birds are little tiny dinosaurs. Yeah.
At first, it was like birds are all little tiny robots,
Now, what have I tried to say? But
which
you're wrong. It's
I
not
was
just
kind of
gibberish.
doing
Stop it. Stop it. It's not just gibberish because
that
there
part.
is a lot of there's a lot of your artist struggle in there. Lyrics of lack of confidence, rebuilding one's own confidence, self assurance, a lot of what goes into an artist. So, really, what's the song about? Because there's a cry within the lyrics of this song, and I found it to be interesting, weird, even. I'm not sure. I found myself taken off,
Oh, you mean
especially by certain melodic progressions and the way it's sung. It was almost like there's almost like a triumphant thing there. There's almost like a corporate commercial going on. And then there's again a confusion and a despair in the lyrics. And I'm just wondering what you think about
see?
it.
I don't break it down that much really, but because I don't know what our
You gotta be
music sounds like most of
careful.
the time.
You're showing secrets of your soul. You got to be careful who you let see these things.
Why? That's
'Cause
where
they
the real artistry is.
No, 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 no. Wrong. I don't believe that at all. There's certain aspects of your soul that must be gate kept, that must be kept under lock and key. Otherwise, then you can be penetrated. If you open up certain doors, you allow them to enter you. You allow
Now, see,
things to enter you.
so that's what the verse is, but the chorus I actually had written out before. Once you open up that dirty can of worms, you find out quickly you get no return. Push
Yep.
yourself too far, you get no return. Then you're broke and burnt out with no
With no
returns.
there's no reward at all. It said in there. I think it sounded
No,
like I
just
thought it sounded like
return,
that.
return,
Return,
returns.
return,
But
return.
that's
Huh?
kind of the same
Yeah.
thing.
Now, but see,
I guess
that
in a
is
way,
what got me. That lyric
now
there.
that now that
It's
you're
a bit
talking
odd.
about it,
It's a bit odd.
like, yeah, once you start penetrating something, it doesn't mean you get no returns. Like,
No, you're saying no matter how hard I work at this band, there's no
yeah,
return. You push, and you get no return. That's what you're saying in the art.
yeah, I guess so. I guess
But
so.
I don't know if that is behind. I'm not sure. I've heard that before that open of a door before. It
Where
caught me there. It caught me. I was like, It's it's a very unguarded lyric.
I'm very unguarded though. That's that's who I pretty much am. I don't guard myself that much because why? If things are gonna hurt me and not kill me, they're just gonna make me stronger, right? So I just and that's I think where you know my where me mixing with other people, my personality comes from because I will just say whatever I think and whatever I feel and not be guarded about it. That's just the way I have always been.
You could go out in the world with a haircut like that. You've got to be a very, very, very unguarded gentleman. I
On
would
guard.
say. Unguard. Touche.
There's another. Hold on.
What? What? Hold on.
There's another layout where you can have like
Diddly
a space.
diddly yeah, doodly doo. So you lived in Italy. How was that and why? How long?
Did I even save that? Oh, this one. Yeah.
So you lived in Italy. How long and why? I'm on the wrong side. You're freaking me out. See, don't. This is what happens. You get too confused doing this stuff. You shouldn't be allowed to touch anything. I'm reading about Jeff Ross being a sexual predator by this conversation between Charles Whedon and his girlfriend, Becky. And, $100 windbreakers are way greater than scarves. You just got to forget about those other things. You're a performer, You're a performer, man. What can I tell you?
Yeah, I know. Gotta step it up.
So about Italy.
About Italy. Well, because my father was in the military. So we moved over to
This is episode 31 of Night Creeps. You've definitely told them that. And if they don't know that, fuck them. Let's talk deeper about Italy. What did you do when you were there? How old were you? How long were you? We know why.
9 years old. At 9 years old, we left Key West, Florida, and we drove all the way up the coast and stopped in. I actually was out of school for I think 2 months, and I guess I was smart enough for them to say, "Hey, he just needs to keep a journal the whole time. He doesn't need any schoolwork. He'll just be fine." I'm like, all right, so we went. Then, so I was 9.
Or you were like an annoying 9-year-old, and they're like, "Look, just give this kid a fucking journal and get him out of our classroom."
Yeah, probably. That was probably more like, yeah.
All right, so you were 9. You were there when you were 9 years old. It's already going to be a useless story because you can't remember.
This was super culture shock because this was in 1980. Well, 1989 going into 90. Okay, and man, Sardinia, Italy was literally more like the 60s there, with the architecture, with the way people lived, with just. They didn't have as much technology everywhere. And this is the big island in
like
the
the
middle
60s
of the
or 69. 69. 69.
Dude. So it was major culture shock because you go from Key West, Florida, which has like the latest shit and all these bars and just
you were really hitting those bars at 9.
Lifestyle.
Sure.
Well, no, I wasn't, but I'm just saying. You walk down Duval Street, there's all these shops and bars, and there's a big, beach life and all this stuff, and then you go over there, and it's like people with little. Have you ever seen those little cart thingies that they have in Europe, where it's only one? It's a little cab that you sit in and you drive it, and it has a little truck back on the back, and you actually hook a propane tank to it to drive the thing. Have you ever seen those little things?
No.
I forget what they're called. Bombolas, maybe? I don't remember what these are called. They had things like little cars like that, and it was strange, man, moving over there. And then even stranger coming back years later. Because
how many years? How long were you there?
I was at one place for 2 years in Sardinia, and then Sicily for 3 years.
So, all right into your teen years, huh? Into your early teens.
Yeah, I was.
That's relatively formative. Did you pick up any of the language, or are you just a fucking dullard?
I'm a dullard. I did.
What did you watch? Did you not watch their television, or did you?
I did a little bit. Yeah, I mean,
you kept the journal the whole time. They didn't. You were so annoying. They didn't let you in school.
Yeah, I just didn't go to class there the whole time. Just for 5 years, they said, "Screw this kid." No, but in the first place, they didn't really have a base. They had like housing, but we never got into housing. We weren't there long enough, so we lived out in the economy. I had to take a bus and then a ferry and then another bus to get to school every day for 2 years.
You rode on a ferry every day there?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
because the school was on a different island. Yeah, flying across the channel, this little ferry. Yeah, like Tinkerbell.
Mm-hmm.
No, one of those big ferries that cars can drive on. It takes about 25 minutes to get across the water, back and forth every day. It's like going to school took like 11 hours just to get there, go to it, and come back. Sucked. And then in Sicily, we lived on base for a while. So you're hanging around all these American kids. You're on base. You're walking around. You're just chilling. The only difference, really, I mean, we didn't get a lot of channels because it was before satellite. It was before everyone had the internet. So you didn't have that stuff. You didn't have that connection. Nowadays, it's different. They get all the same shit, like entertainment, and they can communicate with people and know what's going on. So it's a whole different experience for people overseas nowadays, I'm sure. Um, so I don't know. I came back at 14 and a half. So it was very, yeah, formative years living in Europe, traveling around, being able to just buy alcohol whenever I wanted, which was very nice when you're 13.
So you did a lot of that.
Oh, hell yeah. By the time you're 13,
wait, all right,
14,
all right,
you're
all right,
bold.
all right, all right. Tell me about 13-year-old Italian Luke, who is such a moron that he can't speak the language of the land he's lived in.
No, I
since
could at the time.
nine.
At the time, I could walk around and speak a little bit, but also
Did
I
I
was
not ask him this, chat? Did I not ask
a
him
little
this?
bit, but now I can't speak it. I didn't like keep up with it,
Oh,
you know.
clown.
I didn't.
I find culo.
Oh, I know that. Yeah. Fuck my butt.
Fucking
Yeah, great. That's
arguing
nice.
with my
Thanks.
father. Arguing
Just
with my
like
father
everyone
who
else. I
tries to
mean,
tell me
they
how
want to fuck
fucking
me in
speak.
my ass.
Go ahead.
They want me to fuck up.
I'm not. No one's
everything.
fucking your ass. So back
Yeah,
to 13-year-old Italian
Why
Luke.
me?
Shut up.
Why me?
Because we're trying to talk about you, 13-year-old Italian Luke. Now, tell me, were you going to school? You said on the military base at that time.
13. Yeah, I think.
So you were with
might
all
not have-
whiteys. You were with all other Americans, or what?
A lot of Filipino.
Okay.
There are a lot of
when were
people
you
in
were you
the
ever at
military.
all going with the locals? Did you ever live with the locals and go to their schools?
No,
Okay, then.
always went to a military.
And you
Department
got
of
to
Defense
leave
school.
the base, though, you say, or would you buy this alcohol on the base?
No, you couldn't buy the alcohol on the base. You had to go off into the city. Which
All right.
in,
So
in
we're getting
Sicily-
a story. Mm-hmm.
in Sicily, we lived.
I'm so
on the
afraid he's
economy
gonna
for a
tell
little
another
while.
story.
No, we lived on the economy for a couple of years and then got to base housing. But I could still take a bus into town and go buy alcohol. Just walk up, say, "Hey, give me this, that." One
Okay,
time,
so
what?
Set me the stage here of 13-year-old Italian idiot Luke who can't speak the native language. I want to know a day. Take me back in time to a day where you left the base, you went to drink, and I want to know the wake up, the school you went to that day.
Why? He's trying to dox me? Like,
No, I don't
No.
want the names of the things. I want the story, you fucking clown. You fucking jerk. Becky, stop talking to Charles. Your notifications are bothering me.
All right. So when we lived on base, wasn't that?
And before you
we
do
did-
that, though, if we dropped you in Italy now, do you think you'd pick up on it fairly quickly, like Bart Simpson?
Yeah, probably pretty quickly. Yeah, I'd be able to. I can read it and almost understand it. Some words are pretty close. I mean,
Well, forget
Like
it. She's
Spanish.
a girl. Nobody matters. Nobody cares what she says. She don't matter. So go on now with your dumb Italy story. Give me your day of Luke
Wake
getting
up.
drunk in Italy. I want to know what you watched on TV. I want to know what you ate in the foods.
Usually on TV they only had one channel that was Americans. It was the AFRTS, Armed Forces Radio Television Service channel. So you got national news from America.
Great. Tell me within the
local
context
news.
of your stupid fucking story, jerk off. You're supposed to time travel, everybody. You're staying here in 2023. I want to go through
I
time.
go back. I wake up in my
Jesus
small little room in base housing. It's there are these little condo, like 2-story condo things that are all maybe 7 stacked together. So we have a tiny little backyard that's fenced
Close your
in.
eyes,
You can see
everybody.
everybody
It
else. And we have a real little patch of grass out in front that I used to have to use a weed whacker to cut it off. So go downstairs. Get some whatever kind of breakfast, probably some Pop-Tarts or some cereal.
I don't know. You're losing
And-
me now. You're talking all weird again. You're doing that thing where you get all flippant with what you're saying. You're like, then we get some Pop-Tarts and some cereal, and and then they all go around and go pew pew pew, and then they're all like, whoa, and this guy's like, whoa, and this guy's like, Han, what? That's a fucking
at this
verbatim.
point-
That's a verbatim Luke quote. So fuck you if you want to challenge me.
So at this point, I was probably smoking cigarettes a lot of times because both my parents.
Were you wearing a beret?
Too. No,
In the
no
story.
berets.
Okay.
No berets in the story. I did not wear a beret in Italy.
Turtleneck. You had to be wearing a turtleneck. I can only imagine you were wearing a turtleneck.
When I first moved to Sicily, though, was the first time I wore glasses. So I showed up in a new place wearing glasses.
And a turtleneck.
You turn it to a different person. You treated
He's not denying the turtleneck. Everybody just
differently.
take note of that. Right.
And
You
I
did.
noticed
You
it.
done- Yeah.
It's weird, Four
It
eyes.
is.
There he is. Like, look at this
Right.
nerdy 4 eyes guy. Look at this kid.
Look at the geek. Look at the spaz. Look at the freak.
Yeah. And after like a little while, I was kind of like the king of the spazzes, and I had to get out of there. I had to go hang.
R-word.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck? These kids suck. So I would walk to base, which wasn't too far away, to go to school. School was tiny. I mean, there was.
I thought you
probably-
woke up on base in your small thing in a.
Well, we were
7
across the
building
street
block.
from base. The base housing
Okay.
this base housing
Got
wasn't
it.
actually on
Got it.
base. It was across. All right, you had to walk through and then go across the street, go in. Show your ID most of the time. Every time you go in, you got to show your ID. School was really small. I mean, every class maybe had 50 kids in it. Maybe. That's the whole 4th grade, 5th grade. So, whole grade of 10th graders is 50 kids. So everyone knew everybody. It was, it was like a small town kind of feel. But there's people from all over the U.S. that are part of it, and a lot of, like I said, a lot of Filipino people. And for some reason, they had a big population of people that were there that had either Filipino wives or they were both Filipino and they had Filipino kids. So all these Filipino kids were around all the time. They thought my mom was part Filipino because she joined the Phil-Am Club. And so I think they thought I was a little Filipino at the time. But
The Flame Club? She joined the Flame
Phil-Am.
Club? Is that for like the
No,
support
not
for
Flame. Phil-Am Club. The Filipino American. Like on military bases, they'll have all kinds of different little clubs that will have.
Do you ever
when
think
they
maybe your
have-
mom was Filipino and you didn't know it? Because why else would she join the Filipino American Club and look Filipino and cook all that like fucking rat head stew?
Rat head stew, yeah, that was my favorite. She learned how to cook from them, but no, she wasn't. She was Mexican and German. But so after school, I could hop on the bus.
Mexican
And
and
it tastes-
German, huh? Was your mother
Yeah.
a sexy lady?
I guess when she was younger, maybe.
Well, obviously, I don't want to know about your old fat mom. I want
I
to know about
guess.
when she was young and
Why?
stuffable. Because Mexican and German, that's an interesting mix. Just put it this way: Do you think not even knowing my taste? Do you think had I encountered your mother on a drunken evening and we were of equal age? I'm my age now, and your mother is, let's say, anywhere from 29 to like 36. Would I fuck your mother?
Maybe
It's not weird. You're not saying you would fuck your mother. You're saying, would I fuck your mother? Was she short?
She was very short.
Because that's the Mexican.
Yeah, very very short, like 5'1".
She had a little funny little mustache.
No, well, she probably plucked it if she did. Maybe she
Wow.
had a little. I don't know.
Was she a plumper?
Yeah, she went up and down a lot.
I don't do fatties. I'm sorry. And she probably smelled like empanadas, so forget it. Moving on. Carrying on. I watched an empanada video before this.
Making me hungry. So you could jump on
carrying
the.
on to your day, though. Let's finish up so we can get on to other things. What were you gonna say? Don't
So
forget where you. I remember where we were. Okay, so go ahead.
yeah, I could jump on the bus, go out into town. There was like a little pizza place across the street from the base, but there was no liquor store in that little area. So
If you're telling me
you'd
you
have
were in
to
Italy
go-
and most of your time you ate fucking pizza and spaghetti, I don't know if I can respect you.
Not most of the time, but when you go out to a restaurant, that's what they have. I mean, you try out different stuff. I mean,
Where do they have spaghetti in Italy? Like just spaghetti? You mean like different stuff? There's like way. Go on.
Well, they have their sauces are much lighter. It's a different experience. They always give you bruschetta at the beginning. Um, have you had
Did you go to the
arancinis?
Olive Garden right off of the? Yeah, I know what those bees.
But they're big. In Italy, they make them about this big. It's a big fried with not rice. What is the rice type of the pasta there? The little pastas there.
Shit. Now it's goddamn. Is it with a P? It's probably
Risotto.
No, it's not risotto. Risotto is a dish. If you're thinking about, there's a specific, anyway.
It's covered in batter.
Now it's bothering my fucking name.
It's covered in batter, and on the very middle of it is meat and a little bit of vegetable and sauce and stuff. And oh, they're so good.
She's talking about a fucking rice ball.
Arancinis, yeah, pretty much. But it's not rice; it's pasta, I believe. Maybe it is rice. Do Italians eat rice?
That's just a fucking rice ball, guy. Yeah, I make those amazingly, and it's what is this shit? I used to make those amazingly when I would.
And the pizzas are different. They're pretty much always brick oven, so they're very, they put anything on the pizzas.
Something else, honestly, but what's the fucking the whatchamacallit, the rice is bothering me because there is such a specific. This is gonna not leave my brain. I'm ruined
Such
now.
a specific. I
was
screwed
on
him up
point
with
the
a
whole
pasta
thing.
reference.
Fucked me now.
Bam.
No, because I need to know why are none of these things. It's not. It says it's made with arborio rice, but that's not it. Arancini. No, that's not the one I'm thinking
Arancini, yeah. So it is rice. It is a rice.
of. No. Yeah, it is rice, arborio rice, but there's something else too.
Arborio.
Passata. No, shut up. Fuck off. Move on now.
So you could
move on.
You could get on a bus, go to town. It takes about 20 minutes for the closest town, which is Mota. And it's
Mota means marijuana in Mexican.
That's where I had lived for about a year when we had an apartment out on the Economy in Sicily. So you could just go to whatever liquor store. If it's an Italian liquor store, walk up, say, hey, I want a bottle of this. And they just kind of give a smirk and you give them the money. They don't care. They don't card you. They just give it to you. So then you put it in your backpack.
I'm not being quite time traveled. I'm being like more tourist bureaued. I want to be inside of your brain. I want to hear like
you get
you're not bringing me to a place. Like I've already lost you as a character. Like you literally removed yourself as a character, and now you're more talking about. I don't know, man. Like I don't know. You've just gone
into narrator
like,
now. I'm narrating my own story.
You've just gone into the fucking local ecology.
Local ecology? Why?
Fuck off. Just I want to take me inside your brain, bro.
Okay, so I get on the bus and I have my backpack because I know I'm gonna have to smuggle this back onto base because
okay, so it's not an open thing. You see, that's something. The way you made it was like, I could just go to the thing. That's what I wanted to hear the story because I'm imagining you in a beret with your fucking stupid cigarette and you're walking around.
Yeah, I'm smoking cigarettes
with a scarf, a striped scarf, and you're sipping a fucking something out of a something. A little smoke.
Marlboro Lights that I got from these dudes that
only
were
fucking
like,
F-word smoke Marlboro Lights. I'll tell you that.
Well, that was what I started on. I was a teenager there. I was starting to smoke because I thought it was cool, And hey, it gave you a little speed, right?
All right,
Gave you
maybe I was
something to
being a
do.
little French, but that's the thing, Becky. I was imagining that Luke here was the type of clown who would go to Italy as an American dressed as a Frenchman, because that way, with all the other kids on the base, he had something different, something unique about himself. He was bringing to the table. He was like, "Hello, everybody. It is me, Luke. I was just on a
Hello,
six-month
everybody.
tour in France. I was sniffing cocaine with my papa." Because that is okay in France. It is allowed. And we
Oh,
did the
okay.
cocaine together. Well, yeah, it's no problem. What is okay? I can't believe he has a sombrero. I really can't. He has a sombrero right there waiting for us.
Hell yeah.
And quite the tummy you've got these days. I mean, you're supposed to be a rock star. Rock stars don't have tummies like that. Vince Neil took his tummy down. Take your tummy down. You can do it. So anyway,
I can
okay.
do
So
it. I
so
know
now
I
I
can do
understand. You were not Scarfy Frenchman walking around with like a baguette.
I was same as now, just
All right.
t-shirt and
So you were
jeans,
smuggling
American
the
kid.
alcohol. You're on the bus. You're all worried. Ooh, I'm gonna get spanked by the drill sergeant. He's gonna pull my. Wait,
Yeah.
no, never mind. I can't say
Yeah, I
that.
mean,
Then I won't be
I
able to
never
rework.
even, I knew I wouldn't get searched or anything. It's just a kid on a bus going back. And when you'd go back into base, one of the security guards would get onto the bus and walk around and look at everyone's ID card, make sure they were supposed to be there, and, walk right off. So if I had my bag, they're not going to like search through it. No, I mean, unless you're on a list, I guess, but I wasn't. So you get off the bus wherever and
So
try to
that was a
find your
lot of
friends.
details about the bag, though, is all I'm saying. I'm trying to help you as a storyteller. That's a lot of details about the bag. I don't think that the bag was important. It was more that you said you had emotions thinking about it, but now you're over here like defending, not even defending, you're like arguing against your own emotions now. By telling by giving this bit of expedition about the bag and how, well, no one's going to search it and this and that. You're arguing against your own emotion that you just presented to
Well,
us.
no, but you have a little bit of nervousness at first, when you're doing it, and when you're, I don't want to get, but I knew that most of the time they're not going to search my bag.
Okay, so then what
Unless
were
I
you?
was
Were you
just,
nervous or were you not nervous? Because you're telling us you're on a bus, you're about to get on base, you're nervous because you're smuggling in this stuff, but then you're like,
I'm
but it
saying
ain't a
the
big
first
deal. So
couple
it's
of
really not a
times.
big deal. So
The
you're just
first
sitting there
couple of
sweating
times.
over something that's not a big deal. But you're not telling us a
first-
story about a couple of times. You're telling us a story about a day in your fucking young Italian dullard who can't speak the national language,
I
having
could
been
at
there
the
already
time.
5 years at that point. Okay,
At the time,
yeah,
I
well,
could
it's
a little
still
bit.
that's the story you're telling us, though, of a day in the life of 13-year-old Italian Luke,
It was
who thought he
boring.
was a Frenchman. All right, but you at least found you were in the middle of a story about smuggling alcohol. Where would you drink that dumb alcohol? In your room watching AMFR or whatever the fuck that channel is?
A farts.
A
AFRTS.
farts
Yeah.
radio. Yeah, okay. A farts.
A farts. Yeah. Well, we'd either find, we'd go to there's a teen center. You'd go there and maybe try to smuggle a little bit without anyone seeing you in a little cup or whatever. Or
Did you smoke
sometimes you fill up.
reefer at the teen center?
No,
Just no
we didn't.
reefer. Oh.
Just cigarettes. No reefer
That's
over
terrible
there.
that nobody had reefer at that center.
I think
Was there
some kids.
pinball and video games and pool tables?
There was pool table, big TV, like
Was there
one
kids
of
with
those
cigars and donkey tails?
rear projector TVs. No, we couldn't smoke inside, but there was a little trailer outside. We'd stand there and smoke cigarettes.
But there was a donkey tail. At least one kid with a donkey tail and a funny
yeah.
cap.
Of course.
So okay, so you would go out
All
to the
that shit.
teen center.
The teen center, yeah.
Yeah.
So gay. Or just go out into the, outskirts of.
No, where did I
What?
save that? You'll see in a second. Keep telling your story until.
Oh, no. The outskirts of the base, there were certain spots, like little pavilions that people didn't use all the time. You could kind of go hide and drink a little bit.
Becky knows what I'm laughing at.
Oh, boy.
You keep going. Keep telling your tale.
and that would make you popular. What made me popular a little bit was because on days where we had half days, I could throw a party, and my parents wouldn't be home. Oh my god! Oh, hello, wee wee. How are you doing? Would you like to feel my loads?
That's you in that's you in Italy when you.
I had it to speak.
That's your 13-year-old face too.
Oh, man.
All right, so carry on. That's a good one.
So I throw a lot of parties, and my parents would go out all the time. They kind of would like trust me, and I'd fucking just, oh, you're going to whatever ball? Okay, that's like 4 hours. Sweet. Everyone come over right now. And yeah, man, I was usually the one who had the balls to go get it. Not everyone would do stuff like that, so I would just go. There was actually, man, I remember there was one. There was one of the houses, one of the housing apartments that was just empty, and a bunch of us used to go there and party all the time and drink beers. And it was like right on the main road. I don't know why we were able to just go into this one place and just drink. And I mean, even some sailors would come in there and drink with us. It was kind of weird. Wait, what are you doing? And they would, like,
Sailors, you say? Tell me more about these sailors.
they'd mac on the girls a little bit. These guys were like, some of them were 18 years old who had just been, this is their first duty station they've been transferred to. So they wanted to hang out with some kids sometimes, and some of them would. It was kind of strange. And now that I look back at it, I mean, no, nothing crazy with like sexual or anything, but I don't know about if they got any of the girls or anything. I have no idea about any of that. We even used to hang out in a room in the barracks, and because the cousin of a friend of mine was stationed there. Did you hear that? We'd hang out in the barracks sometimes. And the barracks are where,
the sailors, that was not right what the sailors did to those girls. I'm sorry.
I don't know if anything happened. I'm not saying.
I heard everything. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm not saying anything happened, but what was weird.
I don't want you to repeat yourself. I'm just saying that I heard everything you said while I was right here, sitting right here. I heard everything you said, and I'm very sorry that happened to you, and I know it's very painful. It was painful when it happened.
Nothing happened.
I'm sorry the sailors did that to you.
But it was weird because the cousin of my friend was in the barracks, so we would go in there, and him and his roommate would give us cigarettes, and my other buddy would bring tapes from the States that his cousin had sent that he recorded from TV, so we could watch like.
I wasn't paying attention. The sailor would give you cigarettes after.
They would give us cigarettes while we were in their room, hanging out, to take with us after watching videos with them.
Oh, so there was an after there.
Yeah. Not nasty videos, just videos of like Beavis and Butthead and things from the States, because these dudes wanted to watch shit from the States, and my friend, his cousin, used to send tapes back recorded of
this is
TV shows.
Dude, it's totally normal what you're talking about. I've had the same thing when I was a young boy.
This would be in the same day, though.
Boy, there were these two girls who were cousins who I can't tell you stories on the internet about things, the three of us, because we were very, we were about, we're the age of a story where like you are here, where we can't tell the things, but it was actually for a young man, it was quite a wonderful time. I can tell you that we were great friends. But I understand what you're saying. It's not weird at all. We also had a friend. The girls, their mother or something ran the YMCA. I forget, but the janitor there. Oh, we know him our whole life. It's normal. It's totally normal. And it was. We would go over his house right behind the YMCA, and he would give us all cigarettes and alcohol. And I heard that he would play pornographies for the other boys and girls. I didn't witness this.
But not for you.
But no, I was upset. I was like, well, I want to see the pornos, but I'll tell you what, buddy, I was making my own with those two girls. I remember their names even. It was Dana
Oh,
and
boy.
Katrina.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And they were cousins apparently. So I guess I've anyway. But
But you know what's strange? So you know you have these Facebook groups now with
totally normal.
people
What you're saying is all I was saying.
with people from the past, and there's one with all these kids from overseas, and one of the posts and memes someone made was about that, like, oh, hanging out in the barracks, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I guess
Yeah,
it
I
was a
think
bigger
Becky's
thing
right.
than I
Those
remember.
sailors were grooming you, Luke. Those sailors
Not me.
were grooming you. I think so. Oh, it was the other boys. They didn't. Well, I don't
Didn't
think that
groom me.
was. I think
No grooming for me. I was too greasy, and I was wearing glasses. I was too nerdy.
She's definitely talking about you and the sailors, though. By the way, because the thing with the janitor, I mean, definitely that wasn't a weird kind of situation because he
In
knew
the
those two
Navy.
girls. He knew those two girls like their whole lives
Easy.
because like he was like worked with their mother at that YMCA. So like that was just a repeated and a common thing. Like it was just totally normal. All that stuff for all those years. So she's definitely talking about those sailors and that tragic thing that happened to you as a kid. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't. And now I understand why you've been so reluctant. I just burned myself to talk about this, and you were really. It's been a struggle to get an interesting story out of you tonight about your time in Italy. So I understand now, and I apologize for pushing. Something that sailor probably never did after. Never
Pushing.
apologized for
Apologize
pushing.
for pushing.
So maybe all these years later, I can be that closure for you, assuming.
No. Never me. So I guess I wasn't.
I assume it's closed up by now. I mean, it's years later. Closure you've had to. Anyway, go on. You were saying something important.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, man, I would just wander around base smoking cigarettes, trying to sneak some alcohol. We'd fill up Snapple bottles sometimes with Bacardi 151 or walk around.
See, you're back to the importance of sneaking the alcohol when then you also told the story about how it wasn't a big deal to sneak it.
Well,
I'm
no,
sorry,
once
I'm
you
interrupting you. I'm being so rude. Carry on.
Yeah, but you can't just walk around carrying a bottle on base and have people, accept it because you're kids, You have to hide it from the adults. So you find little nooks and crannies, little corners you can hide around to do your business. Drink some juice, get all sauced up. And then I learned valuable lessons around that time because I started getting sick and puking a lot because I couldn't handle my liquor. I was 13 years old. What can I do? So I went through those years of getting sick before I got back to the States. So when I was about 16, 17 years
I
old.
understand what you mean. I would be sick for years too after that traumatizing event. I've been listening
No.
and I understand.
Because
I've been here
I drank
listening.
so much after a while.
Of course,
I was drinking
the
a lot.
trauma of what those sailors did to you. You're drinking and
Possibly.
it's a soul sickness.
Soul sickness.
You had a soul
you
sickness.
can't really
You don't
fix
have
it.
to apologize for that.
Yeah, I guess not.
You don't have to make excuses for that. You just
Well,
have
no,
to
but
cure
okay,
that.
so check this out. I don't know if I talked about this before, but there was so in the first place I lived in Italy, there was this kid. His name was Mario, and he lived in the same town as I did. His mom would babysit me, and both my parents worked. So now I'm walking around with this
I
kid.
knew a fat guy named Pete who had sex with a man named Mario, and he was always really angry and bitter and mad and said this guy was a piece of shit, this and that. Finally, one day he broke down drunk and told me the truth of why he hated him. And he was like, yeah, the fucking guy, one day, like, we were doing stuff, I'll admit it, and I was confused about my sexuality, and like, we did this stuff, and then he starts talking about like little kids and stuff, and it was just disgusting, and he jerked off on my hat, and it was my fucking hat.
On his
it was my
hat?
favorite fucking hat. And then he went on and on about the hat, and then he said, and I was like,
was
so
the
wait a
hat
minute.
off or on?
So hold on a second here. So I said, wait a minute. So you're telling me that this whole beef, and you hate this kid because when you guys were having your sexual thing, he told me the story because we happened to be drunk right by the spot where this had happened. Like, it had happened in a park by where we lived, and it was like we happened to be sitting like right where near it happened, which is what made him tell the story. And I was like, so right there in that fucking little fucking space, the dude fucking jerked off on your hat, and that's why you're mad all these years, and that's why you've always been bitter and this and this. And he's like, yeah. Now, you see what's wrong here or not? I'm not sure.
Because it's not the jerking off of the hat, it's the talking about the kids thing.
Yeah, okay, good. Because I wasn't sure if it glossed over because it seemed you almost missed that for a second. But anyway, you were telling a more important story about a guy named Mario. I just wanted to...
So this kid named Mario was a couple of years older than me. And
jerk off on your hat?
So I was... yeah, actually. It's weird that you would go that way. So
I was supposed to save that for... I was supposed to wait later in the story and then... say, so did he jerk off? But okay, cool. Okay,
it was a perfect spot.
Anyway, I felt that's the best we were gonna get out of it.
And so he would go and buy porno mags at the store before we'd go to school or after we get out of school or whatever, before we get back on the bus to go home. And then
so this Mario is a sick little pervert too, is what you're saying.
We'd sneak. We'd not sneak out. We'd go. He'd be, hey, Mama. I'd go to the house to get babysat, but we'd walk around the town, go to some bushes up in a farm somewhere, and look at these pictures. And he'd show me, and I was like, I'm 10, so I didn't really care. But after a little while, I was like, hey, this is not bad. It's not bad. Years later, this dude gets in trouble. Years later, this guy gets in trouble when he was 19 for showing a 17-year-old girl some porno mags and became a sex offender because of it.
See, that's sometimes a little weird. Like I did know him. The woman's like friend from when she was younger. He dated some girl since they were like, I think it was like, well, I think they knew each other their entire lives, right? It was like one of those situations. And one of them was like a year, but a year and a little bit to where you can be 2 years older by number than a person. You know what I'm saying? For a certain small period of time. So these two were dating from when they were pretty much like 10 and a half and 12 probably, or like 11 and 12 and a half, 13, something like that, since they were really young. Maybe they were even younger when they started dating. They were always dating. Everybody knew, like the whole small town of Miami, Oklahoma knew of this couple, like they were, that couple. And as soon as he turned, I think it was 17, because I think that's what the rule was, and she was, so what would that be? It was like a 15. Year and a half behind, so 16, 15 and a half, whatever. It was like just when they can catch the rule, they caught him right in that small window, and this fucking kid ended up becoming a meth head loser, because no matter where he went, he had to go to all of his neighbors and say he's a sex offender and register like that. And for the rest of his life, because these parents didn't like him. I think that shit's super fucked up personally.
Like I said, they were pretty close in age, I think. She was like 19, she was maybe 17, but because he was like showing her porn paraphernalia,
it makes it a little weird. It almost makes him seem predatorial, even though their ages are so close.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But he was just used to showing other people porns, so who knows how many people. Was he a
fatty? There was always those weirdos. Like there was a guy who used to show everyone porn, and he used to also drink a gallon of milk. Like that was his.
I think he was just really lonely because he was he had been there for about 5 years at that point, and he could speak really well. That's the thing. I didn't have to communicate with people then.
Did you ever
He
walk
was
in
like
on a
the
room full
interpreter.
of people you knew jerking off to a porn of a guy fucking a chicken?
Only once, but no, never, no. Have you?
That would be crazy.
Okay, I would hope so.
Fucking.
Yeah, that'd be fucking weird, man. I don't know. That's a little bit of a
weird.
Yeah. I was never that person that would like jerk off with my friends in a room.
Be even weirder if they confronted you afterwards and was like, "Yo, why did you just walk out like that? Why did you just walk out like Karen was waving you in? Like, why did you?" That would be even weirder. But you were saying,
Oh, there are some people who do that though, right? You're just sitting around, and I remember a buddy of mine who sold for a
yes,
while.
there's people who do that. I'll tell you what. I have a story.
Certain ones of his friends.
Friends of mine used to do that. I one time walked in on a group of my friends jerking off, two guys jerking off, and a girl watching, didn't let her vagina. And on the TV, they were watching a fucking porn of a guy fucking a chicken. I looked,
really?
I was like, what? And I turned right around and walked right the fuck out. See? Get this. Fucking like an hour later, this motherfucker walks outside to the front of his fucking house. And he was like, yo, why the fuck did you just turn around and leave like that? It was nuts. So yeah,
why would I stay
like
here?
That. There definitely are.
One of my buddies, a certain friend would come over and he would just put a porn on and just have it playing.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't want to be hard and horny with my friends. Like, I'll watch the milk funnel video and we'll show everyone, look at this. We had this one porn VHS.
Yeah, weird
where
shit,
they put the funnel in the girl's Asian vagina and they pour a gallon of milk in it and then they take the funnel out and then she starts spraying it and everyone's going
yeah, it's something weird like that.
We've watched that a bunch. I don't think I ever masturbated to it though. I don't think so. I probably tried, but I don't think I enjoyed it. I definitely came, but I don't.
You just have to. You just have to be really horny to be doing stuff like that.
No,
that young.
No, you've got to be very depraved to be shooting milk. So tomato juice popsicles. You think they sound delicious, huh?
Well,
I saw on Twitter
alternating with a fresh grilled cheese sandwich that's been made. That's just been, you're like, it's a little hot. It's a little too hot to eat. So maybe you could cool yourself down with the tomato sauce.
What are you gonna do? Describe. You're gonna pop it right in your mouth and.
Yeah, you're just gonna stick it right in.
The juices are gonna melt in your mouth and come down.
It's gonna be all red around your lips, and you be sliding it in real slow, like no.
So you were definitely saying you could totally feel it on Twitter when I posted no to tomatoes. Now here's the thing. What about would you like if you what if a lady man lady? What about a transgender with no privates, cut off privates, when they put them inside of them? Tomato juice popsicles to simulate menstruation. This is something.
Is that what it's for?
Today. Yes. Now
with the stick sticking out.
Now, if a person, okay, that's a fair statement, is it not? I don't even think they should be called a person
anymore.
I don't think so, because that comes into question. But let's just say before, okay, that's the question. You just defined the question, Lucas. You've defined the question. Does a person, Luke, who takes a tomato juice popsicle and shoves it inside of their freshly made open hole in their body, a necrotic is the word necrotic, a dying flesh tissue
I don't know
hole. They put inside of their hole once a month. They put inside of their artificial body hole once a month. And then I believe they take the stick out and then they let it the tomato juice drip out. The question is that person still a person after that?
I don't
Forget the
think
gender
so.
politics. Forget the everything else. You've put tomato juice in your body hole.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Are
It's
there
beyond. Do we
chunks?
listen to you anymore? Can we hear your voice anymore? Can your voice be
What?
allowed to matter? Your voice, is it not dangerous now? Luke, you like to stick tomato juice popsicles in your body hole. Does your voice
No,
matter anymore?
no, no,
The
it doesn't.
background
If
here
I
is
did that,
totally
it was
taking on another
kitchen
connotation. My background is totally freaking me out now. Free tomato juice.
sink. Dodging the tomato juice, melting it on your
It's like
face from the
mixing with me.
menstruating, the fake
So
menstruating
what is that? That's too far.
girl
That's
man.
a bridge too far. No?
So,
Can we not agree as
are you
society
saying
that that's a bridge too far?
the type of person that drinks Bud Light or is now the sponsor of Bud Light would do something like
No, that
that?
boy has a penis still.
Oh, he does. I think
Yes,
he'd still
Dickie
try it
McVaney,
though.
his name is. What's his name?
He
Dick
might
Vaney.
like tuck it under his balls and just
No,
let it
that is a
drip
mentally
down.
ill man dressing as a little girl. And I do find it hilarious that forever, ever, Budweiser was known as the king of beers, and Bud Light has been known as the beep of beers, the F word of beers. I'm not making this up. This is not my joke. This is a known. Okay, even on Tell 'em Steve Dave, there's a thing that doesn't quite go into the F word of beers, but there's this whole
Taste of
Bud Light,
beers.
and this woman keeps making fun of Q over him drinking Bud Light in a bar, and like, really, Q? Bud Light? Because her line is, it's the beep of beers. So when Bud Light hires Dylan Dick and Vaney, what's its name?
Dylan Mulvaney?
Dick and Vaney. That is a joke by Bud Light. Fact.
Dylan McDermott?
There's no way they're missing out. They're saying they are the F word of beers. But that's a different story, okay? That's totally different. I think while his fashion choices are disturbing, they're borderline. There's grown women who dress that way, and until we criminalize those grown women for dressing like teenage girls, we have to give a small branch of doubt to a grown man dressing like a teenage girl. We have to give them the same bit of, okay, you're just a moron. You're like one of those people, a moron, but you're not this. But one who sticks
see that,
tomato
yeah.
juice popsicles inside of their body holes to simulate menstruation, that is beyond ill. That is beyond ill. You get what I'm saying? I may not like Dylan Dick and Vaney, but I don't say that man doesn't have a right to speak. So far, from what I
Now, would they
from
put
what
it
knowledge I have.
inside and then put like a pad?
Then they put the tampon in. That's why
Yeah, they put the
actually I
tampon
found
in.
this out because of Dylan Dick and Vaney doing a Tampax sponsor spot.
Why?
And I said why, and then I was told it
For the
doesn't make
tomato
sense.
juice?
Even I was told it doesn't make sense because he still has his pee-pee and he doesn't use the tomato juice popsicle.
Oh,
but I
no,
think that's
no,
what they
no,
do.
no.
They put it up there. They take out the fucking stick and then they put in the tampon and then they change the tampons with the tomatoes on it.
There's a reason for him to want a tampon after a very hard night of gay sex. If he's
So the
bleeding a
poop
little,
don't
he
fall
can
out, Luke.
catch-
So
he
the
can
poop
catch
don't
it.
fall
Yes,
out.
well, that's the
And I
main
don't think
reason.
that's how
He
the
might
gay
be
sex works,
bleeding
Luke.
as well.
I don't think that's how it works, Luke.
If it's good.
I've not heard stories of ladies' poops just falling out. I don't think
Well,
that the
they
gay
won't let you do
community
it that
buys a lot of
much.
diapers. I'm pretty sure the anus is elastic. I'm
They
pretty
probably
sure
do
that
it
like
more.
I'm pretty sure like it just like you stick things in the buttholes and then they close up after.
Well, those who
We're
tighten
not
up
talking
their butthole-
goatsy and we're not talking Mr. Hands. We're just talking normal, God-fearing, self-respecting butt pirates of the male and female persuasion.
No, but there's some that, yeah, if some of the porn stars that get it a lot, and
They're
they just
degenerates
have
and
sex.
gapers. We don't talk about them. We're
Nothing
talking
wrong
about
with
just regular old butt people. I'm sure their buttholes close up and they're not falling out of poop.
Hopefully.
How many women do
I
you
don't
think
know. I
get
don't
fucked
care.
up the ass? Forget gays. How many women that you pass every day do you think get fucked up their asses?
Half.
There's a real number. You think
Maybe
50% of the women you encounter get fucked up their ass?
Probably.
Let's say 50% of the sexually active women. Let us exclude chudly women, fatties, just forever alone types. Let us exclude those. Let us say married women, single active women,
ones who are having
fucking
sex.
Normal humans, regular people.
That does change it.
Out of that number of people, how many of those women are getting fucked in their asshole? You gotta come.
I don't know, 60%?
66%, huh?
66%.
Well, I can tell you.
Or 69. Oh.
I'm gonna guess.
No, probably more like 20%.
I'm gonna guess they claim it's 20. It's more like 80.
They just won't mention it. They just won't say. Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna guess.
No one
Now,
wants to admit to getting fucked up the ass, except for gays. But there are certain gays.
Before we get back to the gays, let's meet in the middle. Let's say 50% of these women are getting fucked in their asshole that you're seeing every day. Do you think there's just shit falling out of them while they're walking around like fucking like donkeys?
Well, I don't think it's every day they're getting banged in the ass. So again, it would have to be a certain frequency, or you get a certain age and you tear it. Or
JB Floyd's answer is the actual true answer. He has it right here, and the real answer is not enough.
Yes, I agree.
You were saying
not enough. But there are some gays who are tops and some are bottoms. So maybe the bottoms, if they're getting it a lot, they might be the ones who need the diapers. Yeah.
I'm sure. Again, we just like we're excluding the fatties and the chudlies, we got to exclude the goatsies and the handsies, like the gapers. They're not included. I'm still upset that Steve Conti gaped my book on, or at least they doxed me. I didn't even want no one to know it was my book, but he gaped it on that terrible show in Hot Water.
Gaped it? What do you like? What?
I don't know. That's what he said. He was like, "I'm gaping it. I'm gaping the book." I don't know.
Oh,
he went off on that Gino though the other day. Huh? He told him he's gonna punch him or something.
Yeah. Because I did watch that. Steve went over a few minutes.
Perfect segue, right? We're talking about transsexual tomato juice, popsicles, to gaping assholes, Steve Conte and Gene Bisconte.
Jump roping.
Stephen Conti and Gino Bisconti. Okay,
I think Steve went over a few minutes.
Conti and Bisconti. Conti and Bisconti, you stupid assholes. Conti and Bisconti. What is wrong with you stupid assholes? In Hot Water, cancel it. It's a garbage can, dumpster fire, stupid fucking show. The new show, get rid of the dump as well, and you're going to combine it all now. It's Conti and Bisconti, and you're going to figure out the rest. I could do it for you, you stupid chumps, but you don't deserve it. You're going to figure out the rest. I just gave you the opening, the spark, the fire, the magic of the explosion. Conti and Bisconti. Let's go. You're welcome, douchebag. But anyway, you were saying about these fucking little cunts. Oh my God. Why does he do this, Becky and JB and nobody else who's listening in this moment?
What did I do? What happened? I think this is the right clip, what we were just talking about, if you want to watch it.
Yeah, I know.
I'm uploading it.
Right. Good. So talk. Yeah. Say things. Speak. Teach me words.
Steve Conti, as you know,
Conti and Bisconti. I mean, it's just brilliant. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Conti and Bisconti. There you go. This is your new show. There you go. You might as well combine forces.
I almost had the cigarettes. No, seriously, it's a great show. It has just the title alone. It has a sort of spirit of kind of everything like Berg was really doing within Hot Water back in the day. I think Legit News Guy really sums it up. I know his characters were diverse, but there was an undertone of Legit News Guy in almost all of them. You know, almost like he was a base. The 1930s was almost like the base paint he would pull from on his palette. And Conti and Bisconti, it has that as well. You get Conti and Bisconti. So there is a magic from which they can now do some alchemy. They can extract something more potent, something more theirs, something that I don't have to spoon feed them. But if they need it, I guess I'll just fucking have to, because I could just do this and I can birth them 10,000 universes. Because that's what gods do, Bisconte. That's what gods do, because he called himself my god.
Yeah.
You were saying?
This clip is a little bit long, but maybe we can get through it. It's a minute and a half. All right, here we go.
Long.
Guy fucking walks into the studio one day and
tired of talking
Steve
already.
says to him, "Hey, we're going till 10 after now." And I say, "That's great. That's great." I look at him and say, "That's great."
So this is Steven getting upset with him?
When I was locked down and I had
This
you
is
back,
the
I'm like,
beginning of a
"Don't fucking replace
Conti
my
and
show, have the dump go."
Bisconti.
And he says that, and then he goes
Conti
to
and
2:15, and he's like, "Well,
Wait,
I'm
wait.
only 5 minutes over." Then he goes to 2:17. I'm only 7 minutes over. No, bitch, you're 17 minutes over. You're welcome for the 10 minutes. You're welcome, because if I had said to E-Rock, if I had been...
bitch.
Yeah, well, this is the
He
compliment.
said no bitch.
This is the compliment, Stu.
This isn't a compliment. This is you fucking acting out.
Okay, okay, fine.
Yo, bitch.
I think I said compliment,
Take
Stu.
your fucking 10 minutes and shove them up your ass.
Making
No,
fun of
no,
a
no.
compliment
I want
sandwich.
you to have them, but look, I'm sorry if I said bitch and got carried away. I really apologize.
Yeah, I know.
did.
I just
Listen, it was a fucking accident.
Turns around quick.
Okay.
I know. It's my fucking problem. I gotta fucking look at the clock. I'm an asshole for not doing that.
Well, I'm
fully understood.
Okay. Well, I apologize
Yo,
for
bitch.
that. I got
If I
carried
go
away.
over again,
Look how
it's
red
not
my-
because
look how red
I
my
fucking
face
said
is.
fuck Gino, he can suck my dick.
I don't think
it's
you
because
said
I
that.
fucking don't have a big red clock
look
in
how
here,
red your face
and I have to
is.
keep looking at this fucking tiny one, and I lose track of fucking time. And if Bobby doesn't literally
Well, that's not a
walk
good
off the
excuse.
show and say, "Steve, it's time to end," I fucking go. I'm talking. It's a talk show.
He has a
There's
phone.
no other show on this fucking network.
Set
that
an
I stop,
alarm on the
stop,
phone.
and then start the next one.
Yeah.
I took that. I thought it would be easy. It was harder than I thought. My bad.
No, look at my face. It's red. I'm embarrassed that I fucking called you a bitch.
This
Look at my face.
isn't. They're not arguing about this. This is not. The argument isn't about the 17 minutes over. It's not about. I think I have a splinter, or something. I think so. It's not. That's not what they're arguing about. They're arguing about something else, something deeper rooted, something more personal between them. A lot of it is Steve. Steve definitely admires and respects Gino, but I think he might see things differently than others in the studio, or maybe the same, depending. I just think maybe he sees a bit of Gino's problems, that are glaring to all around him. And I definitely
catch you on my butt.
Splinter. You should definitely walk sideways, do the crab walk out of here. Oh, I burned my finger making pizza. I made lovely pizzas today, and strombolis, and a sauce. I made a nice sauce. Oh, that was a banging ass. You know what? I'll even go on record as saying that sauce was bussin'.
Boston?
Yeah, it's something that kids say these days.
Boston.
It means good.
No, yeah. I think
It's yummy.
they're arguing. Yeah, I mean, there's something.
That's
deeper,
about some
and, yeah.
deeper shit. And
Well, think about it.
I was gonna just go wild. Okay, go ahead. We can.
Gino, in a weird way, kind of fucked up Steve's. Not fucked up his life, but kind of, screwed him up a little bit when they were getting drunk all the time. He was gambling. He was spending a lot of money. Probably not looking too good to his girl.
Oh wait, you can almost.
Oh boy.
Keep talking.
Oh no! What are you trying to show? You can't
There
show.
you can see it.
What are you doing?
I was just trying to show you what I thought was a splinter, but it's actually a burn. And then it had like a little dot of ash or something on it, which made it look like a splinter. Anywho, you're saying, so you think that Steve's gambling and drinking has reflected poorly with the girlfriend, and that he harbors some sort of resentments towards Gino for that. Now, that is highly, highly plausible, though a bit base, I would say. I would say there's a little more to it, and in this part. Now I'm stepping on.
Well, no, it's not.
Wait.
Not
I'm about to make a fool of myself because I think I'm wrong on this. Okay, so I don't even want to say it, but it's possible I see a small hint of narcissism within Steve himself, where Steve actually might think he should be in Gino's chair as it is. He shouldn't be a booth boy. He should be Gino Bisconte. And if certain aspects of the dump are any indication, he's incorrect. But those aspects could be a part of that narcissism and that ego and that feeling that he should be where Gino is. So it could be like this punk rock rebellion that he is putting forth in his lackadaisical performances from time to time. His devil-may-care attitude, you can say.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. How he's like, hey, here's Gino alienating people all the time and pushing all these people away, and doxing people he's working with and not thinking it's a big problem, things like that.
There's that too. He sees a lot of that. He definitely sees, and Gino's complete brick wall to acknowledge any of that. Like that brick wall, going up against that fucking brick time and time again, is probably the biggest factor in Steven's aggression towards Mr. Bisconti.
Hold on.
Now he really looks like himself. Now he's letting his true colors shine through. Someone call Cyndi Lauper. You're frozen on a really perfect fetal alcohol syndrome face. What do we got here in the comments while Luke is off? Just vanishing. You're mediocre. Gino doesn't like to share. Steve is new guy, TW. Oh, twat? Steve is new guy, twat? So what's up, Luke? Where'd you go? What happened?
New guy twat?
I don't know. He's the new
guy twat. Oh, new
Maybe
twat
Steve
for
thinks
a guy?
he should be Aaron Berg and not Gino Bisconte. These are possibilities. It's definitely one, if not a mix of all of these things or another. But that was not a fight about, yo, bitch, no, bitch, 17, 10. Again, young man, you have a cellular telephone, Stephen Conti. You have a cellular telephone that you can set a timer that will fucking show. You can plug it in, get it, and you know what? If there's not an outlet close enough, get an extension cord. And you know what? If all the outlets are filled up, then you're gonna have to wait for a time where you can get another extension where you can fucking add on another little spot. You have to unplug something, plug something in with a fucking dually, okay? And then you're gonna have to fucking run that. And if you still don't have enough space, you're gonna have to run another one until you can get it. And then you have to get one of those little stands. You can get them less than $5 at any kind of store. Those little stands that you stick your phone on, you put it right there, bippity boppity, and you fucking watch the time going the whole time. You pretend like you're Jack Bauer, Steve. You pretend like you're Jack Bauer. You're in the episode of 24. You can even give it that noise, and in the end, it can go deek, 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 deek.
Yeah, just setting the alarm, man.
Deek,
it's the future. It's the future. Everything's got a little alarm on it. Your computer.
And when it ends, it can goes,
this,
who do you work for? I'm gonna fuck you. I'm Jack Bauer. Damn it. These are my catchphrases. He says, I'm gonna fuck you all the time to the terrorists. He would throw them down really hard. Next
really?
Show.
I'm
yeah,
gonna
he got
fuck
a lot.
You.
He'd be like, I'm gonna fuck you really hard if you don't tell me. I'm gonna suck your dick in the name of America.
I didn't know they were that progressive at that time. Wow, that's
yeah. Well, they couldn't do the waterboarding and all that because that would be too rough. So they made him like a sexual aggressor.
See, I don't know if
so
this is
go
the
on.
right
What was your thoughts? What is it?
Where he doxed. Did you see where he doxed
like he puts his-
Stancil?
Yes, I saw that. I think we covered that, didn't we?
Did we cover that?
I don't know, but you have 28 seconds. Is that what you want to show? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah, play that. I don't know if.
Yeah. Is this edited or unedited? Because we can't dox Stancil. I mean, we can only talk about the
not
things
edited.
that he calls himself Dave Dombrowski, who used to work in a soccer ball store and was on a television program under that name. So now he likes to keep that going. But meanwhile, he actually works. What Gino exposed that he works at a comedy club in Connecticut, but he gave the full name of it.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, how does it called that? It's not in New York; it's in Connecticut." And he kept doing this whole thing, but saying the full name, which we cannot.
Yeah.
Because that would be
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah.
But
We shouldn't do that. Yeah.
that's where he currently works. And then we did talk about this. Maybe it was
Yeah.
Good Morning, because that's wrong of Gino to do, because people have already called an N-word bombed Mr. Dombrowski over at not Kevin Dombrowski, Dave Dombrowski.
And he claims
the guy
it's
who played Jim Stancil.
Kevin Brennan's fans that do all that.
No, it's
He's like,
Gino's
it's
fans.
Kevin Brennan's fans.
We know who they are. It's BYB, you fucking idiots. Listen, when you want to know what's funny, BYB is
Not
behind Brandon and Tommy McNulty, and other people involved with BYB are behind a lot of the bullshit that's gone on in Gino's life, as we've fucking pointed out many, many times.
And
Tommy
right after
McNulty showed him the receipts.
Right after we started exposing that's exactly when Brandon blocked me, and when that whole thing started to crumble. FGTZ crumbled right after.
So what? Wait, what were you just talking about? That segue there.
When we started talking about Brandon and Tommy.
No, before that, involving Gino. Just take us back one moment. Don't make me pull the tape. I got distracted for a second.
What about Gino?
Oh, you fat piece of shit. JB, what brought up BYB? Please, can you please, JB?
Calling up people and saying
the doxing,
things and
not
doing-
Kevin Brennan's fans. That screams BYB. Calling up Jim Stancil. All of them hate him. They pretend to like him right now. Let's forget. They are so lucky that I am so busy and that you don't have access. Because not that you're not busy, but you definitely have some time to make cool little clips here and there, which I certainly don't have time. So if you had access to, I wonder if I can give it to you somehow, to all of the FGTZ stuff that I have, we'd be able to put all of them talking about this stuff on these shows and their feelings. Not one of them fucking has good feelings and nice things to say, especially Bradley, that little piece of shit, about all those fucking people. So if you fucking want to ask me to put money down, I will put money down that little fucking bitches in BYB are definitely among those who called David Dombrowski at the comedy club and screamed the N-word. Guaranteed.
I'm sure of it. Why wouldn't they? They like getting involved. They think that's what this game is all about.
They've already got a record of calling places. Again, just talk to Tommy McNulty about that one.
But I just think it's funny that, once that was exposed, that's when they turned sour. That's when this show started.
Becky,
and
elaborate. Keep going. When it started to go sour. We'll wait till Becky gets up on that. We'll keep it up a minute. But what do you mean?
They know who he...
No, forget the Becky. Finish what you were saying.
I mean, when they got, I guess, mad that you were holding them back somehow, coincided with when we started exposing Brandon as the mastermind. Remember, we started calling him that?
Well,
and it went on for a little bit.
That was a joke. It was a joke based on the things Tommy McNulty was saying and doing. So my point is Tommy McNulty was exposing, quote unquote, Brandon as the mastermind, quote unquote. Nobody's saying should we. Nobody's saying we did or did not. The only thing I'm saying is that your recounting of this is incorrect. We never exposed Brandon. Tommy McNulty claimed to expose Brandon as a mastermind, and all we did is make jokes about it. Why? Because we weren't the ones saying any of this. We weren't the ones bringing it to the table. It was fucking shit being DM'd to us, shit being tweeted out, shit being put into the chats of the shows, and all we did was make jokes about it. Lots of jokes about Brandon being a mastermind, this and that. Brandon did admit to a bunch of it, both in private and on shows. Then he tried to backtrack it. We've got him telling multiple versions of tales on shows. So, yeah. I wouldn't get it. I guess she's not going to elaborate. I thought she would elaborate. I don't know what you mean by this. They know who he is. Now they're getting bit and don't like it.
Like,
who's
the Kevin Brennans and Genos of the world know Brandon? Is that what you're saying? They know what's going on with these guys?
I don't know.
I think that's what she means.
I think it could be what she means, but it's not clear enough to say that is what she means for me.
Okay. I see that. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna
cigarettes for fuck you. Good morning.
You're gonna get a reputation because, especially if you're always in other people's DMs. We had talked about this before, where when Tommy came on the scene, it was too much too quick, and he couldn't keep up with it, and he kind of burned out quick. And the same thing's going to happen.
Hey,
with
he's
them.
making me in The Sims, and he's putting my stuff in the
Sims.
Well,
no, that's cool stuff. But I'm just saying.
I gotta say, I mean, I think he's such a nice boy. But go on, these are your opinions, and I would.
He was playing hard. He was playing hard with everybody, and they didn't like it, and that was it. He got exiled from everybody, I guess, for being a big troll.
I don't know that he was playing hard. He was playing, what's it called? Oh my God, Ricardo Lopez. He was playing too crazy, and he scared them at Compound in a real and legitimate way. Like, he made them think somebody's head was going to show up in a box. What's in the box? Exactly. Still never seen that movie.
Which, and if all you're doing all the time is in everyone's DMs, trying to get all these guests, trying to get involved with everybody's shit, it's going to reflect back on you quickly. And everyone's going to start realizing, hey, you're getting DMs from this guy? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, and we've seen the inside of Tommy's mailbox. He's let that show many times.
Well, even
when
sure
showing
even the
DMs, and his whole thing is just full of every name you would know down the list. Like, even people's like, this is even before Gino and Keanu were dating. Like, it was like Gino, Keanu, and like fucking 12 other names all within that circle.
Yeah.
Like, the motherfucker's always messaging everybody, trying to do something. But go on. Trying to wear something.
That gets tiresome, and people like having feedback, but too much of it is gonna put a target on you. And whatever, guys, you want to do what you want to do. It's fine. Yep. Keep trying to mess with everybody. Because that's all you really got. So that's all and that's what you talk about, the shitty wrestling stuff, where that's all they really have, and even the plans they make don't usually turn out the way they want, and it gets tiresome even hearing about any of it anymore.
Sure does. Sure does.
Just like all you people, you're tired of hearing about it, right? Shit.
I'm just tired in general.
Same here. It's getting late.
I've got from an inside source. I've been told from BYB, from members of the BYB podcast, that whole Stevie Lou Derek fight thing was a big work trying to get us. And I don't know if we talked about it.
We did a little bit. When it first happened, because someone came in the chat and said, "Oh, you guys, that really got you, huh? We really got you."
Yeah, but the point was, I'm still waiting for them to whatever they were trying to do to get us. Like I'm just like that's a bad effort. Whatever you thought you were gonna gain for that, and man, I am just so worn out on it all. So tired. I don't think they're gonna do something good. I think, as I told, my mole, I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's coming. I got a little extra butter in my lungs. I've been fucking doing some mega bowls and joints. I've been making them with wax, moon rocks, and some really good stuff.
That really does coat, though, man. You really get a thick.
I think it's good. It gets the cocky out. It gets the this and that out.
Yeah, I guess stuff sticks to it. Bad stuff sticks.
Yeah,
to it.
but the point of all that was, I agree. It's all tiring. I was tired of it then. I was holding out hope for some good gotcha. I was rooting for them to get us good. I don't think it's coming. It's not coming.
Well, because it went too. We already realized what Stevie kind of was. So I mean, even fighting with Derek, who cares? Like,
yeah, exactly. Who cares? It's not even what Stevie was. That was the climax of their big work on us. I mean, if that's what it was, we don't have to fucking hold hope for anything. It's not gonna happen.
Anything good? Yeah,
it's not gonna happen. Unfortunately, we rooted for the wrong ducks in the race. We thought maybe they would come up with something good, and they won't.
Oh well.
Yeah, we'll just have to find some. Look,
so who's Thomas? Who's Thomas? Who's coming in here? Do you guys have kids or any healthy relationships at all with anyone?
I live alone in a trailer. I know many people say bad things about trailers, but I live in one. It's one of those silver ones. It's not like it's immobile. I can connect it to the back of my pickup. But
it's like sleek like that. It's the silver one. Yeah.
It's not what you think. It's not one of those white trash boys.
It's tiny though.
It's very nice. It's very nice, and I keep it very nice. I don't.
You can put it on like a pickup truck.
Associate with people. I make my money on the internet and through welfare. Yes. So please give us your donations below.
We need them.
Only way we need them a lot. It's the only money we make is through this entertainment we think we're doing. You see, though it's funny though. I was gonna stop with that bit. That's unbelievable. Oh, you're being sarcastic. This is what Thomas is doing. He's being sarcastic. He's like, oh, I can't believe. Oh, no one would think that would be your life. Well, it is, Thomas. So mock away, pal. But I love it here in my sleek trailer. But forget that bit. The fact about these Genos and them, they all really do act like they're the true art. And that they're the pure ones and the chosen ones and the righteous and the better ones. It's like,
well, that's like,
but bitch, you do need those donations. You do need. You're a fucking mime in the street with a hat out, and you're doing this. Like, that's how your life works, and your art only happens if people put it in that hat. So you may think that makes you the pure artist, but we don't need that to make our art. We don't have to go. We don't have to do anything we don't want to do because we don't need donations. We don't need money to make this work. We could use money to make bigger things, but you have money and you're not making bigger things. So when we say we need money to make bigger things, we're talking about real things that you're apparently not even capable of, baby bird. Maybe that'll inspire them. Maybe that'll light a fire for them.
Maybe
you froze, but
no,
I just had that thought while we were doing that little bit. That how are they, who claim to be the more pure art, The winners when they are dependent.
Okay.
Are we not more pure than they? That's the question they're throwing out. They don't even realize the absurdity of the statement. He takes a hit of the mic.
Yes.
She
Calming
feels
after
the
that
power.
dancing. Yes. She controls us. We are the Becky Army, right? The faithful
Just
Becky Army.
imagine what else we'll do for money, folks.
You gotta start the OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, this money is all for Damien. The OnlyFans, that's for bigger and better things. We're going to show so much of our testicles. I still want to do a bunch of penises. The only problem is someone in our group will know whose everybody's penis is, and then we'll all technically know each other's penises, which even though we won't know whose penis is whose,
Well, one penis we will
still
know.
Well, yeah, we'll know our own penises.
Well, probably two. We'll know. We'll know pretty well.
Oh yeah, we'll know that. We'll know by the colors of the penises, probably. That's a rough
Exactly.
one.
The rest of us, yeah, you could kind of hide.
Ah, damn it! I wish we all had the same color penises.
Someone would have to color correct them all to be matching.
We do them black
Make them all
and
look
white.
like a dildo.
Black and white. Oh yeah.
Like purplish or something or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe everyone can like send in dildo molded dildo.
But they'd
penises.
have to.
And it would be a contest to guess whose penis is whose, and the person who guessed it's a parlay. You got to guess every single.
You got
penis.
to get 2 or 3 out of it. 5.
No, you got to get all of them. It's an all the way parlay. I don't know if that's. I don't know
Oh,
gambling.
really?
I
I
know
see.
degenerate. I do the poker. Look, that's not gambling. That's a skilled sport. It's a goddamn different thing. The way I play. I wonder how I would play. I wonder that all the time. I picked up an app recently just to I can't. It's been so long. I can't let it go away. But I don't know that I'd be able to play again because my game's a long fucking game. Like I got fucking podcasts and music and marijuana and alcohols.
I mean, isn't it curious? It just the people who
I just want to say the cards are secondary in my game. I'm giving you that, people. I'm giving you not about me, but I'm giving you a tool for you can grow a garden with this. In Texas Hold'em, you can make a lot of money if you remember what I had just said a moment ago. Go on there, sir.
the people who can't create as much seem to have more time, to do things, but they don't know what to do with that time. So they just try to fuck around with people because that's their art, I guess. That's what they see as an art, messing around and trying to pit people against each other and try to control others. And then the people who can create nice pieces of art, want to do all kinds of other things, don't have any time to do it. Is that sort of, if you're busy, you're inspired more, so you have more ideas to work off of?
I'll tell you what. I wasn't paying attention to anything you said. Can you repeat it all?
No.
Come on.
No. People who are not as creative seem to have more time and don't know what to do with it. But is being busy something that makes you more creative? If you're being busy, you're doing more things all the time. You're busy. It just creates more of a space for your mind to get to that creative spot.
No, I really did hear you the first time. I wanted to repeat it. But I don't really understand the question.
It's like, if you're just sitting around doing nothing, you're not as inspired. But if you're busy doing a bunch of things in your life,
absolutely,
that are just life things,
absolutely,
you have more inspiration to work off of for creation.
When I'm at work all day, every day, head in the game, fucking nose to the grind, I'm full of shit for shows because the subconscious is going. You know what I mean? And that's when a lot of the best things happen. I think it's the brain's a muscle. Creativity is secular. And you really need to look at it like you're exercising, like you're working a muscle. Because let's say, for instance, let's put it in the context of a novel, right? You're working on the novel. You're working on plotting it. And you're thinking of all the different story points, and you've got a head full of bees. You understand what I'm saying? Like, or it just doesn't have to be a novel. It could be any sort of giant planning, like something big that you're putting together in your brain, and you got the head full of bees. You need to let it rest. You need to let them rest, and when they rest, then the honey comes. I turned it from an exercise thing to a honey. Because then, just like when you exercise, it's during the resting phase that the muscle builds. You know what I mean? And when the muscle builds in the story or when whatever you're doing, that's when you're not thinking about it. You're on some other shit, and that's when it suddenly starts to all fall together. And I would love that when writing a story because I would... I would spend my days writing myself into corners. I would always equate it to painting myself into a corner. I would picture myself as a silly little painter with a little painter's cap and an overall,
trying to
paint splattered overalls.
Your way.
Yeah, and in my brain, I'm putting myself at a corner, and then when I leave, now my brain is fluttering of what to do with that. And then when I finally let it go, I get into a good show, I get into a good dinner, I get into a good life moment. Then I forget about it and I let it rest, and then suddenly the ideas, they all start coming back here and there, and it was so rewarding. So I would just love setting that up and doing that and receiving that.
But I truly do think there are some people who maybe they are doing a lot of things, they just don't get inspired by anything, and that's got to be terrible to live through. Oh my goodness. It's almost like not being able to recognize true beauty. Knowing technically.
Well, I'll give you true beauty because I was trying to figure out how do we circle back segue? How do we backwards ride a segue from what we're saying to this guy bringing up what we said before about Gino? How do you mime stale Holocaust jokes? That's a good one. He's talking about when he's a mime with a hat. But it's a good. That's true beauty. Anyway, back to where you were. Those who can't do podcast about it. You goddamn right. It's a variation of that teacher's.
I guess I should start a music podcast, and give advice because I can't do it.
Maybe not.
It's like the business part is tough.
It'd be mediocre.
Music is fucking.
It'd be
business part of music.
But you were saying. Because we're closing up. We got to get going.
Shit.
I got work in the morning, and
those who are not able to recognize beauty, it must be a terrible, terrible thing for them to be so blank, to be so flat.
I recognize beauty. I just have a problem. Fucking jerk. I can't control myself from touching myself when I see beautiful things.
Oh, Jesus. That's a problem right there. I don't know.
I see beautiful things that I want.
Hitching my wagon to this trailer park toucher.
Yeah, I live in an Airstream, Flipstream, stream. I live by a stream.
I live in this room here. This is my apartment.
You live in a washroom. Yes,
I sleep on the floor. I take old, dirty, pissy blankets and I put them on the floor, and that's what I sleep on.
And I'm currently masturbating.
Nice. I said I never did that with my friends. Maybe I can do it now.
I don't even want to pretend to look at that. Cut that out.
Oh shit.
So what did we learn?
Beautiful people. The beautiful people. Gino's a cunt?
Gino's a cunt.
It's always the same lesson.
has problems with technology, you're just going to need to go to practical effects, Luke. It's what you're just going to have to do. You're going to have to, like when we do Alpha Pod Rants, you're just going to have to go to space instead of simulating being in space and pretending to be on a bridge. You're just going to have to be on a bridge in space and such.
Okay, I'll try.
When we do night creeps, maybe think about hanging some bodies behind you, like get some of your neighbors walking their dogs or something. Move that sombrero. Hang a fucking soccer mom.
There's a lot of old people around here, so maybe that would,
Elderly are all right. Hang the elderly upside down because it's the women. Because it's funnier with their old tits hang like this. When you see the old tits and they're like past the head and the nipples too are pointing down. Hilarious. Very funny.
Very graphic. Thanks.
So
I'm gonna have a dreams now.
Do we have an
old
outro
ladies
video?
hanging upside down.
It's better than the dreams I'm stuck with. I dream about this. I'm having dreams about that. Do we have an outro theme for this? I forget.
Actually, this reminds me of why I wanted to start being called Luke with L-U-C, because there's Canadian French Canadian hockey players that are Luke. So I was like, oh yeah, why not? I always spell my name with a K-E.
Am I seeing Bill Schultz there? I'm seeing somebody besides Corky from.
Oh yeah, Bill Schultz. That thing with Bill Schultz, I guess his roommate, his former roommate.
Can you just answer me if we have an outro video for this? Yes or no?
No, we don't. We don't have an outro.
Worst. All right, go on.
Also for the film, right? Bill Schultz's old roommate went back into the apartment and scared his new roommate, who's a female, and now she's moving out. So he sees it as that guy broke into his apartment, and he's pissed about it, I guess. So, interesting that you mentioned Bill Schultz. Is that why it was imprinted upon you?
I heard about that on the internet.
So now he needs to find another roommate. Do you want to move out of your trailer and move to New York City?
No, I don't like to be around other people.
I mean, it's an opportunity. Then you can be real buddy with Gino, right? He'll love you a lot. You can take Steve's spot.
No, I'm happy in my trailer. I'll think about it if you think I should, but
why not?
I think I'm better where I am.
You only live once.
Maybe. Do you know that for sure?
No, not really. Although, as a kid, for some reason, I always believed this was my last time, and still I'm failing. So,
do you know something? I can kind of relate. I kind of know what you mean.